it is 1:03. So welcome everybody. Dr. Laura McLaughlin is here. Laura is a former, used to work as a program director in my department in early childhood, and now she has been at Newman University for, oh my gosh, how many years now?
7.
Wow, so for 7 years. And then she did adjunct for us in the early childhood department. And I know Laura is very good with online, has a lot of great ideas. So that's why I asked her to come and do a session for us, since we are in the process of transitioning to online for the fall, whether or not we are fully online or partially online. But as we're getting the directive from Julia that as we convert our classes over to the online world, she would like to see some sort of synchronous activities that are going on. So I think, Laura, you're basing it all on synchronous activities, aren't you? Okay. So that's what Laura is going to be doing for us today. This is going to be a recorded session, and then Laura also has supplemental materials that I will send out after the session is over. So, without further ado, go ahead, Dr. Laura.
Okay, awesome. So it's great to have everybody here. Thank you for joining us. And I have been teaching online probably for about 10 years, at least 10 years, and not solely online, but I've done a lot online. And one thing I've learned along the way is that adding synchronous sessions into my online courses has really helped provide students with more connectiveness to the course. They get their questions answered. I just think it makes my course richer. So I don't do a lot of presentations when I do the live sessions. Like tonight I have a live session with my students, and it'll be about an hour and a half long. Or an hour and a half long. I never make it any longer than that. Typically, they've already seen a recorded lecture, and when we talk, I break them up into groups. They do group activities and different things like that. And I've just found that has really just helped me. So I thought, let's share some of the things I do. I want to hear some of the things that you do, because I'm always looking for different ideas. So one thing is actually having some kind of an icebreaker and getting people to relax a little bit. It's a little hard sometimes in an online class, but I was looking for some things that we could do. And I've tried out a few things with my students, with my family. We do like a weekly happy hour Zoom with my family. And so I make them do icebreakers too. So sometimes it just helps to do these things. First of all, I hope that all of you are doing well, that your families are well, that you're managing through all of these different things that have been going on, and just that I hope that you're all doing very well. So we'll play this game, and it's called Pass the Word. So I'm gonna ask you all to think of a word related to online learning. It can be anything. When I'm going to pick someone, call their name, and I'm going to pass the ball to them with my word. I'm going to say my word and pass it to them. And they're going to take the ball. Here's the ball. And then they're going to pass the ball to somebody else. And then that person is going to say a word that relates to online learning, and then they're going to pass the ball around. So it would be great if we can see people's faces, but if we can't see your face, if you get the ball passed to you, if you could just say it out loud, just unmute and say it out loud, that would be awesome. So, and the goal is to make sure that the ball gets around until it gets to everybody and then back to me. Does that make sense? Great. We're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to pass the ball to Dossie, because she put a camera on for this, so I really
caught it.
Okay, well, here it goes. And my word related to online learning is flexibility. Ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
Here it goes. Okay.
So now do I have to say your word and my word, or no?
Well, that would be awful. No, don't do that.
Okay.
That would be too much. I like that, but
Okay, I am going to pass the ball to Ed. So now I have to think of my word. All right, ready? Here comes. Oh, my word is stressful.
He's
Don't mute, Ed.
Oh, wait. Ed, unmute.
Ed, you're on mute.
Screencasting, recording your lectures. I will pass it to Heidi.
Okay. Engagement. And I'll pass it to Drew.
Thanks. My word is distractions.
That's a good one.
And I'm going to pass it to Joanne.
My word is canvas, and I'm going to pass it to Lisa.
My word is timing, and I'm going to pass it to Kay Jones.
My word is assignment, and I'm going to pass
This
it
is
to.
their fault, not yours.
That's exactly what he tried. I mean, he
And I'm going to pass it to Nina.
Thank you.
we just had to go.
Got it.
To the hospital,
My
you know
word
what
is
I mean?
technical.
Wait
Yeah.
a
So,
minute.
I mean, we're going to give another call back and see if, somebody else.
Sorry.
That's all right. My word is technical.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
pass it to.
Hold on for a minute, Bonnie.
I mean, they extended it to 21 on February,
Somebody's on.
Okay. Right, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That other word, distraction, was good. Okay, so
Yeah.
Nina,
So
say it again.
I'm going to pass my word to Alexandra, if she's out there, and technical. Thinking IT, that kind of thing, technical.
Yes, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass my, I caught it and my word is scary, and I'm gonna pass it to Gemma.
Okay, I got it. And my word is creativity, and I'm going to pass it to, who else? Dolores, did you get it already?
I didn't get it yet, no.
Okay, I'll pass it to you.
Okay. Okay, I caught it. Okay, and my word is designing.
I missed Gemma's word. Can someone tell me what that was?
Oh, creativity.
Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dolores. Did you pass it to someone?
Oh, no, I forgot. Okay. I can't see anybody else on here besides, I only have mine, yours, Heidi. Who else is on?
Oh, are you on
I'm on the gallery.
Oh, so click on speaker view. I mean, you want to be on gallery, but now, can you?
Where's speaker view?
You see everyone?
No.
We still have Shandana. Shandana hasn't had it. Joanne and Lori.
Okay, here I have gallery view. Who hasn't had it?
And Jean.
Who? Oh, Lori hasn't had it. Here, Lori.
Thank you,
Did you
Dee.
catch it?
Yes, I have it. I'm going to say convenient, and I will pass it to Jean.
Thank you, Lori. Nina took my technology, but I have another one, strategy.
Hi, Jean.
Hi. My word is strategies.
Can you pass it?
Oh, I'm going to pass it on to Shandana.
Oh, hi. My word would be lab activities. Do I have anyone else to pass it to?
There's another Joanne that's on.
All right, I'll pass it to Joanne then.
Hi, this is Joanne. I just logged in. I apologize for being late, and I don't know. I know we're passing, but I'm not sure of the activity.
No problem, Joanne. We're passing a word that has to do with online learning. Any word that you can think of.
Overwhelming.
Okay. Thank you. And now you just have to pass it to someone. Who hasn't gotten the ball yet? Joanne. Do you know?
No, I don't know who didn't.
Oh, I think she's muted. Joanne Ricevito. You're muted.
She had it. You had
I
it,
don't
right,
think
Jen?
I think everybody's gotten it.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's got it. Okay, awesome. All right, so that is fantastic. So some of the words, I'm just going to say them all back real quick. Flexible, stressful, screencasting, engagement, distractions, canvas, timing, assignment, technical, scary, designing, creativity, convenience, overwhelming, lab activities, I think that was lab activities, and strategies. So these are all the words that you came up with. Awesome. So now you can actually do that kind of activity with anything, any kind of topic that you're talking about. It could be a quick way to just engage students, get them, you know, even giving a concept of something that you've had them read or listen to, or some kind of reaction, you could use something like that for. So lots of different ways to use it. So I'm going to put my presentation, I'm going to share my screen at this point, and I'm going to show you my presentation. Sorry, here we go. So it might be good if everyone mutes unless you're talking. That would probably be helpful, and that's something as you're doing Zoom, you'll learn. It's when too many people are talking or responding, you can't hear the speaker, so that is something that you might want to think about. So here we go. We're talking about our synchronous session, and again, it's enhancing online teaching and engaging your students. That was the game we just did. Again, you can use this for anything, and just a way to engage students. I also have a whole lot of other icebreaker activities that you can use that are specific to online learning. You can use in a synchronous session, because it is good to get your students kind of, you know, engaged and interested in what you're doing. So here are some of the big ideas. So when we're talking about online learning and making it engaging, we know that constructivism is a big piece of that, and making sure that students are able to make sense of their learning, and having them engage in new ideas and in collaborative group activities. And sometimes that's difficult to do in an online session. So this is kind of what we're going to talk about, like what are some ways that we can really engage our students with their peers and with us during an online session. So then the other piece of it is connectivism. And again, allowing for different viewpoints and perspectives. Also promoting group collaboration and discussion, and making choices available for learning. That's really important. And so this is where we talk about synchronous learning. And so we can develop learning communities, online peer assessment, provide opportunities for two-way learning, breakout rooms, which we're going to talk about, and then online group collaboration. And those activities bring these two theories together of constructivism and connectivism. And that's really important. So we're going to, again, we'll come back to this whole thought at the end of what we do. But the things that I'm trying to do today with all of you, and the things that I want you to share, are things that are going to bring these concepts into your online classroom. So real quick, I wanted you to take this. It's a 5-minute survey. The link is right here. You can either type that link in, or you can, if you have a QR reader on your phone, you can actually use that to go right to the link.
And those of you who have an iPhone, if you just put it to the camera and put it up to the QR code, you don't have to take a picture, you just put it up to your camera and it automatically will go to this link.
All right.
Laura, are you using two screens right now, or are you just using your laptop?
I'm just using my laptop.
Okay.
I don't have two screens.
Well, because our last speaker had, I think he said 3 screens, and I'm like, gosh,
Yeah,
I
I
need
had 3
one.
monitors. Yeah.
3 monitors. So I was just wondering how you were seeing the results. How are you just, you have it on
I'm
your
just on my one. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to be sure because, you know, as we're learning from you, I just want to know, is this possible to do with just your laptop?
I'm just on my laptop. I mean, okay. my son uses 2 screens and like other people use, I don't know. I have enough issues. I just need to concentrate on one screen. So yeah. So no, I'm gonna share it now. It looks like everyone probably had a chance to respond. So here we go. All righty. Okay, can everyone see that? So again, I created that, I don't know, I created the form in Google, just a quick little form to ask questions, but it's a great way to engage your students. It's a great way to create exit tickets and find out, you know, what they think about a topic. Really quickly, you can have less questions than that. You could have 1 question if you wanted to. But then you can display the results right away, which is nice. So you can see something you like about online learning and or teaching. You can check out all the different responses. Lots of different things, flexibility, interacting with students, convenient, some of the things and some of the words that we saw as well. Having students engaged, it's new and exciting. Again, we want to make sure we have a captive audience. I totally agree with that. Being creative. Something you find challenging, and that's something that, you know, it's really important because not everyone's as comfortable with online learning. Not all of our students are as comfortable with online learning. So what are some of those issues and some of those things? Again, engagement is a big issue. It is a lot of work. I totally agree with you. Online teaching, I believe, is harder, and, you know, to set up a course that is engaging and where your students are learning and measuring their learning, it can be very challenging. And it's definitely not the same as live. And so I had been working with someone in the past that thought that when you turn the classes on, the online classes, it should mirror what you do live, but that's impossible. You can't possibly mirror everything that you do in your live classes. So like if the person actually felt that like your live synchronous sessions should be as long as your in-class sessions, but that can be really challenging to like have students sit in front of a screen like we're doing right now for an extended period of time. And there's so many other ways that we can engage them in the meantime too. But I think it's just understanding that online courses are always going to be different than our live courses. That doesn't mean they're going to be less engaging. It just means we have to work harder to find ways to engage them. Okay, some other things, ensuring that, yeah, how do we know everyone's engaged? By doing different things like this, you know, have them active while you're doing a live session, and have them responding and communicating. And distractions is definitely an issue, I agree. And it is hard to teach hands-on technique, and we're going to talk about that too. And then the next question was just, when is this all going to end? So as you can see, a lot of you feel, let's see, a year or less, 6 months or less, and then a few of you feel that this is the new normal, 1 month. So again, I think we're all unsure of all of this and how long we're going to have to be doing this. And it's true. I'm unsure too. So what's one positive thing that you've learned during the pandemic? Flexibility, how to be an online instructor. Excellent. And even though I said in the beginning, I've been doing this for 10 years, I always need to learn things. There's no way that I know how to be an excellent online instructor, even after doing it for 10 years, because things change. And that's just with any kind of instructing, whether we're doing it in person or whether we're doing it online. And technology rules, absolutely, to slow down. Oh, I agree, I need to do that. How to be patient, how to listen more effectively, how much my family means to me, and the love of family, bonding. I'm still pretty good at do-it-yourself around the house. Excellent. I've learned to do some things too. And again, another slowing down. Doing what you thought you couldn't do. The importance of community and the ability to gather. Absolutely. How to tap into new things. That we are all resilient and we can always find ways to connect via online. Yeah, I think I'm connecting more with my family that doesn't live close to me now than ever, which is a wonderful thing. So thank you for partaking in this survey. And if your responses aren't there, you can still respond to the survey at another time. One of the things, oh, here's my presentation again, I'm sorry. So one tip as I was doing research, because even though I know how to teach online, I've been doing it for a while, I still need to research what are they saying now? What does the research say? So, and actually this survey was created using Google Forms, and polls are a great way to engage students and focus their attention on your topic. And it can also be used as a formative assessment. And that's just not my opinion, that's what the research says as well. So why do we use live sessions? And this is also a point that the research said, that blending live and self-paced e-learning tends to achieve better outcomes than using either approach alone. So, and that is something I definitely learned when I worked for an institution that required the live sessions. Prior to that, I wasn't required to do them, but once I was required to do them, I realized how valuable they were and how important they were, and how much better it made my course. So it provides this two-way learning, so it's not just you providing information to students. Students are interacting with each other and with you. It also helps build community, which I believe no matter what and who I'm teaching, I need to build community. I need to build relationships. And this provides an avenue for that. And it also gives us time for peer interaction. What are some other things that using live sessions might help with? And please you can just either chat it out or say it out loud.
I know with mine, the students had to do their presentations, during a live session. So everybody got to learn from each other. And then while one person was presenting, everybody else had to take notes and just give one comment of the person's presentation, what they were presenting on. And then I compiled that in a whole document, and then I shared it with everybody. They were still responsible for paying attention, so they weren't just, off in la la land. So it kept everybody responsible for doing something.
That's excellent.
Immediate feedback is something else.
Yes. Say that again, Nina.
Immediate feedback.
Immediate feedback is.
The student doesn't have to, or the instructor doesn't have to try and type the most succinct word that has the exact meaning. You can just blurb it out,
yes,
verbally.
Absolutely. Very good. Any other ideas? Oops, I didn't mean to do that so quick. Oh, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. You get a better sense of where everyone is. Absolutely. Any other thoughts? Joanne, as you were sharing what you do with your students during live presentations, I was also thinking you can and I've done this before with Google Forms, I create a form that has specific questions that I want students to look at while they're looking at other students' presentations, and then you can pull up that spreadsheet and share the results of what everyone is saying. That's also a good tool too, as you were telling me that. All right, no other thoughts on this? Blending the two, live and self-paced, and how live can help us. Okay, so again, this whole idea of blending the two, asynchronous versus synchronous. And there are definitely benefits to asynchronous because students can learn at their own pace. Flexibility for students who are working or have different time zones. Teachers can include a range of student-paced learning tools and give feedback accordingly. And then there's less chance, like right before this, we were all worried about the storm occurring. I know I was, and Joanne and I were texting about it. How is this going to affect our live session? For synchronous, it also allows students to feel connected, which we talked about. That's really important. Teachers can provide feedback right there, as Nina said, right on the spot. Students follow along with the teacher and ask questions in real time. I think that's really important. And then it's similar to actual school schedule so that students have a routine. Anything else? Anyone wants to add?
Laura.
Yes.
I was going to say it also, I think having a synchronous time with students helps to sort of create a certain energy. If it's asynchronous, especially now with all that's going on in the world, it's really hard sometimes to get past all of the.
Absolutely.
So having that like engagement as the instructor, you can like really bring that energy level back and help students kind of get out of their funk a little bit. Because I know in the spring, like I had students who sometimes I could only see the very top of their head. So I knew that was not a good sign, but I could like then work on, you know, like helping them dig out of that funk.
Yeah, and this is a difficult, challenging time. You're right, absolutely. And if a live session can bring them back and engage them, then I think it's really important. Yeah, I think, and my children, I'm watching my twins who are going to be freshmen in college, but they're taking online summer courses at the college, and they're doing live sessions, and they're funny. They don't love them, but then once they get in them, I think they enjoy them, and a lot of it is mostly discussion, and I think it's good. I mean, I think it can be very helpful.
Yeah, I always felt like I had the ability to help like students like come back.
Yes, and that's what we want. We want them.
You never know what their home environment is like, and
absolutely. And right now, we need to be completely aware of that. Absolutely, 100%. What they're doing, and if they are not available, what can we do to help them? You know, how can we help them? So yeah, I think that's really important. And some of that can't be relayed in asynchronously. I think it has to be relayed synchronously. Yeah. I agree with you. Thank you. One really good thing is to have, you know, I know all of you are using Canvas, right?
Yes.
And I use a lot in Google Docs. So an asynchronous place for sharing, collaborating, and learning. So one thing, you know, share a lot of information. Like I shared in the beginning, I never do a lecture live, typically with my students. They listen to my lecture. I use VoiceThread, and then it's free to use. They comment and respond on my presentation, and so I know that they're listening to it and they're hearing each other's responses, but then we discuss it synchronously, which I think is also helpful. And I do that whether I'm teaching a class in person or whether I'm teaching it online. I never do a lecture in class. And that's just something that I've learned that helps make my classroom discussions much more rich, that my students have, you know, got to listen to it on their own time, and then we can talk about it. And this is one of the tips on the side. When students provide constructive feedback to peers, this helps them learn the content and process new information. So not only are we engaging them, we're helping them learn better, we're helping them process information better while they're giving that constructive feedback. So I think that's a really important point.
Laura,
Yes.
I have a question. How long are your recorded lectures?
As long as they need to be. So I'm trying to think. Probably, I never timed it. I should time it, like probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, not real long. I mean, and I do one every week, but I keep them pretty short.
When you do the lecturing, do you use like Zoom, and then, or do you do like Screencastify or like any of those?
I just do my lectures in PowerPoint, and then I upload my PowerPoint to VoiceThread, and then I comment on each slide with either a video or my voice. That's how I do it, and I've been doing that for years. And then my students can come in and comment. Either they can put a video up as well, they can comment with just their voice, or they can text out. A lot of them like to text out their responses.
Okay.
But I try to encourage them to use the voice, because I think that, you know, either use a voice or a video sometimes, because it's nice to hear people's voices.
Okay, thank you.
See their faces, even better. So we're gonna do a quick breakout room. Let me just see what time it is. It's is it really that time? How can it be that? How did this go so quickly? Is this possible? It's 1:39. So we're gonna do a 10-minute breakout room. So what is gonna happen is, Joe, have you all used breakout rooms before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna know what to do. So I think there's 14. How many people? 15?
It says 19.
Oh, it does? Okay.
But I think that includes you and me, so say 17.
Okay. So I'm gonna break you up in a second. Randomly, you're gonna get broken up. Assign 18 participants to, we'll just do, let's see, 4 rooms. So that'll be 4 to 5 participants per room. So once you're in your room, you're just gonna talk about the questions that are up here. I do have a document that you can go to, which I will also send to you in the chat in case you can't link to it or use the QR code. And you'll just answer those questions within your group. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Laura.
Hi there.
Hello. Hello, Laura. I didn't get a chance to meet you. I got on late.
No problem. Glad you're here. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. We lost our electricity up in Lansdale area.
Oh, no.
So it took a while to get back on and whatnot.
Do you have it back on now?
Yeah, well, I'm talking to you, so yeah, it's bad. No, it's
I didn't
back
know if you were on a phone or
Oh,
something.
no, I'm on my computer.
On your computer and your Wi-Fi. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we were worried about that. That's awesome. I'm glad it's back on.
Yeah, let me change my name up here to what it is, since my kids play. There we go. That's my name. Doesn't work. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I missed the first part. We were talking. I missed the first half an hour or so. So, but Joanne, you're recording, right, Joanne?
Yep.
Okay, I'll just look at it then.
And then I'm also going to send out all the resources. I mean, there's a whole
Okay.
folder full of things that you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Is everybody coming back? Is that coming back? Yeah, I think so. Okay, good. How'd that go?
It's good.
It was good.
So what are some things that you all talked about? Does anybody want to share from their group?
Okay.
Linwood, do you want to go?
Sure. Well, one thing that I talk about is when you find a resource, master that resource before you try something else. A lot of the same resources do a lot of the same things. Like I'm pretty good at Kahoots, you know, but I'm not as good at Poll Everywhere. So I can use Kahoots to do ask questions and do polls instead of trying to incorporate stuff that I don't know. And then my presentation or I become unorganized and don't sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Yes. I think that's great advice. Find something that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to find everything. I mean, you don't use every tool. Find it what works for you. Excellent. I love that. There's so much. I was trying to look for an infographic tool.
Mm-hmm.
We got on this, and there are so many to choose from, and it's a little bit overwhelming. So I think that's great advice. You don't have to know everything. Try something. If it works, great, stick with it. And then maybe try something later on that you to keep it fresh or keep it new. I think that's a fantastic idea. Definitely. How about others? What do you think?
From the same group, or you want another group?
Whatever, anybody. I just think when people talk and share great ideas.
Well, we talked about using the 3 screens and how that would be, about all the different tools, about students not having computers and all the things on the computer. And what just happened today, when the power goes out, you don't have internet service. Linwood shared that one of his students did a whole paper on their cell phone.
Yeah, so, definitely.
You know, whatever working for them, and you have to be, there's the flexibility that comes in with this.
Yes.
So we had a good discussion.
Thank you. That's okay, yes, absolutely. That's great. How about another group?
Laura, we were we were discussing about what was working for us, and then I was explaining that I had a Connect app, which was from the publisher.
Okay.
That had it was a great platform to be in, and all the students who never used their textbooks, this was the time that they could use their textbooks, and the app was so good that I could time that, like say 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and throw up the questions, but they have to first read that passage. So for every short paragraph they read, then it'll automatically take you to the questions pertaining to the paragraph.
Fantastic.
So if they answered it wrong, it'll go back to that paragraph. So unless you master that and you get the question correct, it won't let you progress to the next question.
Wow. Okay. So
and initially, whatever the passages I've asked them to read, I mean, I can't do the entire chapter in one day. So that was all highlighted yellow, and once they mastered it, that part highlights to green.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's how they they could read the textbook, and then it was like a comprehensive thing. You know, you read the paragraph, you're trying to understand the question, and then that's how they answered it. So I thought that was one of the really, really good tools.
I love that. Yes, absolutely. Great. Awesome. One more? Anybody want to share anything? And then we're going to start to wrap it up. I don't like to keep people longer than I say.
I was just going to say, we talked about how convenient Canvas is and how the students could access it through an app, but there is a glitch with getting the app on your phone. And I did experience that. So Christine and I figured out what you need to put in. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. I am going to put it in the next faculty newsletter of what the directions of how students to get that on their app.
Awesome. And that might be the only tool the student has. It could just be like their cell phone. I mean, most of them have cell phones, so I think that's really good. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to share real quick and then we're going to wrap it up. I can't believe this went so fast. How's that possible? I was worried I didn't even have enough information, and I always worry about everything. Joanne knows that. Right, Joanne?
Yes, I do know that, Laura.
So real quick, some strategies: provide opportunities for this whole idea of peer assessment and feedback. Use smaller groups so everyone has the opportunity to share and address more reserved students. So Zoom allows you to set up how many students you want. If you only want 3 students in a team, they'll break it up easily for you. Provide multiple time slots or options. So for my students, I mean, my children who are taking a course right now, their professor provides 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. And then he has 11 live sessions and they have to attend 6 out of the 11. So again, providing options is very helpful to students. And I guess you can guess which one they would prefer to go to, 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah. Exactly. But you never know. If somebody's working, you know, the 8 a.m. would work. So again, also something really important is to provide an option to continue conversation. So this URL will provide access to all the resources for this session. I'm also going to share it with Joanne so she can share it with all of you. So providing a place where students can access materials and add ideas even after a course is over can be very helpful. And that's something I've learned trying to get students prepared for teacher certification tests. They always come back to me after the course is over looking for information, but if I have a place where they can go to even after the course is over, it's a lot easier. And I use Google for that. So again, well-designed learning environments increase learning, encourage higher order thinking, and build a collaborative e-learning community, and that's what we want to do. So as we talked about this whole idea of constructivist and connectivism theories, for joining them together, providing choices, giving time for informal conversations and sharing of ideas, and also this whole idea of keeping our conversations going. It doesn't end when the class is over. We want to keep them learning and keep them engaged. And this is just the graphic that I shared with you in the beginning. So I'm just sharing it with you again to wrap up this whole idea of ways that we can bring constructivism and connectivism together with synchronous live sessions. And that is all I have, I believe. So I think is it 1 o'clock? Oh, I mean 2 o'clock. It's 2:01. I'm late. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So does anybody have anything? Joanne, do you want to just wrap it up for me? Or how do you want to do this?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Laura. That was great. I got lots of ideas here. I will be sending out a survey to all of you. If you can fill that out just to give me some feedback on the workshop and so forth. And then I will provide everybody the recording as well as Laura's materials and the PowerPoint, I assume. I'll send that out as soon as I get everything together. I'll send it out in one email. I'll also include it in our next newsletter. And if you haven't seen it, I did create a Facebook page today with all faculty development stuff. It's the Office of Instructional Success. So you can join it, and then I'm posting everything up on there as well as on Twitter. But that's all for me. But Laura, if you want to wrap it up, go ahead.
That's it. Just again, if you want to continue the conversation, I'm always happy to talk about ideas. And I hope you just, even if there's one tip you can use, and then find a way to continue delivering memorable, engaging online courses. So that is it. I hope everyone is doing well, and thank you again for attending. It was a pleasure. Thanks, Joanne.
Great.
This
is great, Laura.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.